Good morning everybody and happy Friday. I'm really pleased to be doing Celebration Assembly this morning. It's been a while since I've done one, so I'm excited to announce Growth Mindset Awards and our 3Cs winner. But first of all, I thought I'd read you a story. Okay, so our story this morning is called How to Catch a Star, and it's by an author called Oliver Jeffers. Now children, lots of you would have looked at his work when you looked at a book called Here We Are back in September, so some of you might remember doing that in your classes. And I wanted to share this story with you this morning because it's a story about perseverance, so it links really well with our growth mindset. It's a story about imagination, and it's a story about things coming right in the end. So let's start. Once there was a boy, there he is, look, and the boy loved stars very much. Every night the boy watched the stars from his window and wished he had one of his very own. He dreamed how this star might be his friend. They would play hide and go seek and take long walks together. That would be fun, wouldn't it? The boy decided he would try to catch a star. He thought that getting up early in the morning would be best, because then the star would be tired from being up in the sky all night. So the next day he set out at sunrise, but he could not see a star anywhere. He sat down and waited for one to appear. He waited, and he waited, and ate lunch. And waited. And after dinner, he's eating his dinner, look, he waited some more. And finally, just before the sun was about to go away, he saw a star. The boy tried to jump up and grab it, but he could not jump high enough. So, very carefully, he climbed to the top of the tallest tree he could find. The star was still way out of reach. He thought he might lasso the star with a lifebelt from his father's boat. But it was much too heavy for him to carry. He thought he could fly up in his spaceship and just grab the star. But his spaceship had run out of petrol last Tuesday when he flew to the moon. Perhaps he could get a seagull to help him fly up into the sky to reach his star. But the only seagull he could find didn't want to help at all. The boy thought he would never catch a star. Just then, he noticed something in the water, floating in the water. It was the prettiest star he'd ever seen. Oh yeah, can you see it? Just a baby star. It must have fallen from the sky. He tried to fish the star out with his hands, but he couldn't reach it. Then he had an idea. The star might wash up onto the shore. He ran back to the jetty, from the jetty to the beach. And then he waited and walked and watched and waited. And sure enough, the star washed up on the bright golden sand. The boy had caught a star of his very own. Now, I really like that story because it always makes me think about persevering when things go wrong or when things don't always go the way we expect them to do. We try again. But it also makes me think about the different ways that I might try to catch a star. So it really gets my imagination going, and I always think that would be a really fun writing activity to do in the classroom. Think of all the different ways you could try and catch a star. Let's move on to our growth mindset winners this week. So let's start with Class PO. Lewis in Class PO has been really impressing the teachers with his confidence, his attitude and his independence across all subjects, all areas of the curriculum. For example, in math this week, he's loved applying his knowledge to column addition, and he's risen to every challenge that's been given to him, which is fantastic. And he's also been doing really well in PE too with his catching skills. So a really big well done, Lewis. You should be proud of yourself. Next up in Class LF, we have Caden. And Caden, again, actually someone who's been persevering in maths all week, despite finding it challenging. So that word again, perseverance. In Class LF, they've been looking at converting metric measures, which can be a bit tricky. But over the week, Caden's grown more confident and he's been listening really well, participating in class. So really good effort. Well done, Caden, and keep it up. In Class RC, Luca has shown a great growth mindset, so he's persevered with his writing and he's been really determined to finish his story about a trip to the dentist. Now, Luca, I know I talked to you about coming to read that story, so I'd love to be able to do that. Maybe I'll come around and find you today so you can read your story to me. When he was writing the story, he worked really hard to improve his presentation and think really carefully about vocabulary choices, so making a really good writer. Well done, Luca. In Class LB, our growth mindset champion is Molly, and this week Molly's been asking lots of questions to make sure she understands new learning. So I know you're talking about character strengths, and that curiosity to learn more, Molly, is a real character strength. She's always willing to learn from her mistakes. She accepts feedback and help so that she can improve her own work, which is brilliant. And she's been making a really special effort in their class comprehension activity. So Molly, well done. Now, next up in Class KS, it's Charlie. Charlie W. So Charlie, you've really engaged in lessons. You've been really active, so joining in really well in lessons, and you've shown a great vocabulary during your shared writing. You've worked really hard on your maths as well. Again, you've been doing the converting metric measures, so really working hard on some tricky maths. Again, very proud. Keep it up, Charlie. Lovely to hear. Now, our growth mindset in DB goes to Lula. And Lula, you've been persevering again in maths this week. So you've listened really carefully to feedback, and then you've been able to talk through other examples with an adult, and then you've gone on to complete tasks independently. And I saw that for myself when I was in there on Thursday afternoon. So Lula, a really big well done. In Class JA, Harry, you are our Growth Mindset Award winner. You've been making a real effort to listen to the adults in class. You've been ignoring any distractions going on around you and really focusing on what you're doing. And we know you've been trying really hard, and we've seen some fabulous improvements in your behaviour. So we're really proud of you, Harry. Well done. And last but by no means least, in Class EW, our Growth Mindset winner is Caden this week. Now, Caden, you've been working really hard with your reading, even when it's been challenging. You've been really focused, you've been motivated, so you've wanted to do really well in your Read, Write, Ink sessions, and you've also tried really hard in maths this week too, working at finding half of shapes. So a really big well done to you. Very proud of all those Growth Mindset winners, and I'm looking forward to hearing who gets it next week as well. So a big pat on the back for you guys. And I'm going to move on to our 3Cs award. So our 3Cs award this week is going to Alfie in Class DB, Alfie M in Class DB, and that's because you were spotted being really helpful to Mrs. Bennett and to the rest of your classmates when you were playing cricket in PE. You got all the equipment out, you set it all up, and you also put it all away again at the end, and that's sometimes the worst bit. So you were really helpful. It was really noticed. A big well done, Alfie. The 3Cs award will be coming round to you. So good stuff. And we're going to end with our birthdays. So our birthdays in the week coming up. Well, today it's Callie's birthday, so a big happy birthday, Callie. I hope you're having a really wonderful day. Hope your class are treating you wonderfully on your birthday. And then on the 16th of May, we've got Joe's birthday, Joe in Class JA. So I hope, Joe, you have a wonderful birthday. And then on the 19th, we've got two people sharing a birthday, Isaac and Maya. Hope you have a wonderful birthday next week as well, and I hope you do some celebrating this weekend. The rest of you have a really nice weekend. I hope the weather's okay. I hope you can get out and about, ready for another active week at school next week. Happy Friday.